YouTube, CricketSpiral19 coming to you today with another top 10. I'm going to do it tonight for you guys, the same night of the card of the week, because I felt like, why not do it while I'm here in front of the thing, and I hurried up and cranked out the last couple of favorite fusion monsters, and like the last video, I'm keeping everything one card per archetype because I don't want to clog up the whole thing with just elemental heroes or just Cyber Dragon stuff. And another thing is everything I'm doing tonight, I just wanted to get it out of the way. So let's get things started. And as always, this is an opinion, my own opinion. Usually a lot of these cards are on here because of nostalgia and I like the art, so yeah. So, for the first one, we have Thousand Dragon. Number 10 is Thousand Dragons, just because of the nostalgia. The first time, it was like the first fusion monster created on the original Yu-Gi-Oh! So, I had to give it some props, and it's just one of those fun cards. I've seen a lot of people playing it in, like, spellbooks because they don't touch the extra deck, and it's just for the mind game, so it's pretty cool. All it needs is Baby Dragon and Time Wizard, so. Number 9 is Five-Headed Dragon. Probably one of the most easiest fusions I've ever seen made, because just go Dragon's Mirror and then you make it and your opponent cries. I remember it in the show and it was really fun, and nostalgia and how easy it is to make is the reason it's on the list. So number 8, we're coming to Cyber End Dragon. I chose Cyber End Dragon in the Cyber archetype because Cyber End Dragon was my favorite out of all of them, because it was the coolest arted looking one, and it's three-headed dragon and it pierces, and I always loved the piercing damage. I know Cyber Twin is the better one, and he attacks twice, and he's better built for the OTKs, but I've always loved Cyber End, and Cyber End's always put a place in my heart. I'm trying to play Cybers right now, and I would play Cyber End over one Cyber End and one Cyber Twin, but you got to give credit where credit is due for the Cyber End. And then for number 7, number 7 is Arcana Knight Joker. I've always liked this card just because of how ridiculous it is to bring out. How you need Queen's Knight, Jack's Knight, and King's Knight. And I've always liked the art on him, and I've always thought he was really cool. Number 6, we go with Destiny End Dragoon. This was taken up by another spot. I think it was, I can't remember what card was gonna be originally in this spot, but I decided to replace it with Destiny End Dragoon because Destiny End Dragoon deserves a spot on this list. I've always loved his effect, and he's just really badass looking and really cool and really easy to bring out. Number 5, my Elemental Hero pick was Elemental Hero Darkbright. The reason I like him is because of the art, and I like the wings look on his back, so I decided I'd go with Darkbright over, say, Zero or the other one, Ab-Zero and Shining. I've really enjoyed Darkbright, but his effect is a little iffy because he has to, after he attacks, he does piercing, and you know how I love the piercing, but he has to switch to defense, and then he gets an effect, but it's just not worth it losing 2 monsters over Darkbright, and it's Sparkman and Necroshade. Number 4, we decided to go with the Gladiator Beast slot, and the Gladiator Beast slot is Gazaris because I've always loved his effect. He's easy to bring out, and he's just a pop too. It's get rid of 2 cards on the board, attack with them, tag out, and then go Laquari Homplemus, or Laquari Darius to grab a Homplemus or something in the graveyard and go for Heraklinos. So it's, I kind of got to give credit where credit is due again, and go with the card that is the stepping stone to Heraklinos, even though Heraklinos is a little bit better. Gazaris is that one card. He's always been that card I've always liked. When I first saw him and had his effect hit me for the first time, I was very shocked and was like, holy crap, forget this. I don't like this deck no more, but now the deck's easier to deal with and a lot more stuff. Number 3 is Worm Zero. 2 or more reptile-type worm monsters. That's all it needs, and then you just boost it and boost it and boost it. I've seen people bring this out, and it's ridiculous. Just Future Fusion back in the day, so there's a lot of that. And then number 2 is Nutiri Exterio. Now, I have to sit here and say why I really like this card. I think this is one of the most broken cards in the entire game. And if it wasn't for number 1, how kind of broken number 1 is, this card would be number 1. This card is ridiculous. A fusion summon, it needs Neuteria Beast and Neuteria Archeon, which it's really hard to bring out, but I know a guy who can bring it out really easily with this card. I can't think of its name. But a fusion summon of this card can only be contacted with the fusion material monsters. Well, this card is face up on the field, and you can negate the activation of a spell trap card and destroy it by removing from play 1 card from your graveyard and then sending the top card from your deck to the graveyard. You know how ridiculous that is? You can negate anything, and it's so hard to deal with a 2800 beater when you can't activate spells and traps. And even if you do, you can just protect the crap out of it with like Mirror Force and D-Prison and stuff like that. This card is probably one of the most broken cards in the game because it's so hard to deal with and so hard to get rid of. Because every time you're going to activate a spell or trap card to get rid of this card, it's going to remove a card from the graveyard and replenish that card back to negate the activation of your spell or trap card to stop you from making plays. It's ridiculous. Make a deck with this card and tell me it's not ridiculous. And then number 1, Ultimate Axon Kicker. I've always loved this card because I've always loved the Psychic deck. And this card is a lot easier to bring out. And I'm going to have to go down here for the effect. 1 Psychic type Synchro monster and 1 Psychic type monster. It's really easy if you use the Synchro Fusion. But this monster can only be sourced and summoned by Fusion Summon from the extra deck. This card cannot be destroyed by a card effect during battle. During battle between this and an attacking of a defense position monster whose defense is lower than its attack, inflict the difference of battle damage to your opponent. When this card is destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you gain life points equal to the destroyed monster's attack. It's a 2900 beater, and how hard it is to get a monster to get over that in that deck. And then just, you're going to gain so much life points with this off of this card. And then on top of that, you're going to be putting your opponent at bay. Like, make this card and tell me it isn't ridiculous. Like, and try to play against this card and tell me it isn't ridiculous. It's really good, and especially how much that deck synchro summons and just a miracle synchro fusion away from completely just totaling your opponent. So that was my top 10, and I want to say thank you as always for watching my stuff, and please like, comment, subscribe, and tell me what you think of this top 10. Tell me what your top 10 fusion monsters are. And leave suggestions for top 10s in the future, please. Always, please. So, thank you for watching again, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.